Hello everybody, good evening and welcome to That's Football. We're live for another watch-along. You've got me on a Friday night. I don't know how you've done it. I can't speak. I don't know how you've got me on a Friday night. This would not be me. But it's Christmas time and you know what? I just thought, sod it. This is probably one of the games of the weekend that I want to watch. Saturday games are shit. Arsenal-Brighton on Sunday, Liverpool-Man United on Sunday. And I thought this was a good one to do. So we're going to do it. And I'm going to enjoy it as well because I think Spurs play some very interesting football. And Nottingham Forest at home are, you know, probably a little bit under pressure at the moment. So I think we're in for a very good game. A good game is what we're looking for. And that's what I hope we're going to get. We'll also have the normal amazing chats. I'm sure somebody's going to come up with some brilliant scenarios that we can discuss. Like, would you rather fight a polar bear with a German shepherd and a knife, or a great white shark with, was it a machete? I can't remember. I can't speak. But anyway, we're live and we're ready to go. And which way do you think they're going to go? I think on win, lose or draw, I went with a draw on this one. So yeah, I guess we'll have to wait and see what's going to happen tonight on the show. But talking about tonight, you'll see, before we get into the match, still got a minute to go before the game starts, we are sponsored by Manscaped. Trim the grass to make the yard look bigger. If you don't know what Manscaped is now, I can't speak. It is 20% off and free worldwide shipping with the code FOOTY. And they've got a wider range of products for you that you could have delivered to your door. Top quality products as well for all your male grooming needs. As you can see, we've got the beard trimmer, which I actually need to use, actually. 11 different lengths for you to try. In fact, there's more than that because they've got 0.5 for every one. So it's 3, 3.5, 2, yeah, exactly. Brilliant. You've also got the Handyman, which is like a traditional old... This will get you clean shaven. Caroline, don't get excited. You can take it all off with that. I don't like to be clean shaven anymore, but you can take it all off with that. Fantastic little bit of kit. The weed whacker for up your nose. Brilliant. And then for downstairs, you've got the lawnmower. Trim the grass to make the yard look bigger. It will make everything look bigger. They're all fantastic products. You can feel that... Oh, that's that one. We're not doing it. We're not doing a live example with you on that. But all fantastic products. You can feel that in the weight and the quality in your hand, which as men will have lots of experience about. 20% off and free worldwide shipping with the code FOOTY. Don't forget to try out Manscaped. As I said, link is in the video description for that. You're now going to have a look at the league table, and then you're going to have a look at the team news. And also, yes, indeedy, I am going to get the timer right for you because, you know, that's what I'm here to do. So we're bloody going to do it, you know. That's what we're going to do. And that timer is not right, so we'll use this one. Yes, indeedy. Let's have a look at what's going on tonight. Son's gone down with a bad head. But he's going to hopefully get back up because I've got him in my Fantasy Premier League team. I've kept Haaland in my Fantasy Premier League team, by the way. Don't know whether that's a good idea or not, but I've done it, and that's what I'm going to do. Team news. Okay, so Forest are lining up as follows. They've got Turner in goal, Bowley, Dos Santos, Niakate, Williams, Yates, Mangala, Kouyaté, Tofola, Elanga and Gibbs-White. And Spurs are going with Vicario, Perro, Romero, Davies, Adogi, Sarr, Basuma, Kulusevski, Johnson, Son and Richarlison. And I've just remembered I've got Richarlison in my Goldbridge. If you watch the podcast, you'll know what Goldbridge is all about. Me and Will have to pick 5 goal scorers from the Premier League weekend and we get a point for each one. It's harder than it looks. It's harder than it looks. That's what she said. Haaland's not playing. I need a few. I read a few hours ago. I'm all right if he doesn't. I've got a bench. I just can't be bothered to sell him. Alfredo says, you've never mentioned that you've got a podcast. Check it out, Alfredo. It's out today. Goldbridge Saves Football. Out today. Nick says, have you thought about That's Football member section and putting your podcast videos on there? Goal! Oh, no, it should have been a goal for Spurs. Nick, it's a great idea, and thank you for the super chat. Lovely interchange. I want to see a replay. I want to see a replay because that looked like it was going to be a goal for Son, which would be a goal for me. Yeah, it's lovely play by Kulusevski. It's a lovely ball by Kulusevski. And it's a good save by Turner. Should have been 1-0 to Spurs. Son does everything right. Well, he doesn't because he doesn't score. But it's a feat save. What games are you doing tomorrow, Khalid? Wrapping paper. Wrapping presents game. I'm not doing a watch-along tomorrow. You know, I do quality. I don't do quantity. And the games tomorrow are shit. There is no 12:30, which I love. And the 5:30 is Burnley-Everton. They're all rubbish games tomorrow. Man City at home to Palace, Chelsea at home to Sheffield United, Newcastle at home to Fulham, and Bournemouth at home to Luton. It's the day to go and do... I told you this before. Saturday the 16th of December. Make yourself popular with your parents, your friends, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, whoever. And say, I know the football's on, but I want to spend some time with you. It's a free hit to miss tomorrow. Newcastle Fulham, I don't think it'll be a good game. I really don't. Watch it if you want. I told you this a month ago. I called you tomorrow out and I said, that's the one. Make yourself popular before Christmas. But Spurs dominating the possession here. Do you reckon you could take a lion with 2 knives and some armour? Yeah. Notice the way I just said that. I didn't even need time to think about it. I'm starting to make this my weekly super chat. I love the community, says Charlie. Keep up the good work, Mark. Thank you very much, Charlie. Thanks for your support. Spurs got a chance to whip across in here. Yeah, no hesitation. If you put me in gladiator armour, just cover my chest, couple of knives, I'll have it. How big are the knives? Yeah, I could do it. I think as humans we put ourselves down too much. If you've got a big couple of bits of metal that are sharp and armour, you're taking on it's just a big cat at the end of the day. That's all it is. Oh, you can roar, can you? Well, I can do a Sean Dyche impression. Go on, you roar all you like. I'm not intimidated. I'm not intimidated. I've got gravel and I've got a couple of knives and I've got armour. I'm ready. Dylan says, a fully grown male lion, never. Well, you know, for me, it's how big the knives are. If they're pen knives, I'm done. But if they're Rambo knives, anything above 6 inches, I'll be fine. Whose decision was it not to put Arsenal versus Brighton on the telly? A Pratt arcade. So it's Wolves West Ham on the telly at 2 o'clock on Sunday. Yeah, when Brighton are playing Arsenal. Absolute Pratts. Then again, you know, people will find a way of watching it, won't they? Pizza says you'd be going to heaven. You've got to back yourself. I back United against Liverpool at the weekend. I may very well have had a couple of glasses of red wine at the pub today. Another one doing United stand and another one now. I very, very well, maybe have had that. But I sit here tonight in front of you and I say never, never, never give in. Never, ever, ever give up. We go there to Liverpool with a chance. And that's all I want. As long as there's a chance, I'm in the game. I've played the game. And if there's a chance, there's hope. And if there's hope, there's belief. And if there's belief, there is victory. And if there is victory, you haven't lost. Can you take on a kangaroo with a kitchen knife, says Fred? I could take a kangaroo on with this. My fist. Have it. I don't want to punch a kangaroo, by the way. I want to make that very, very clear. I've had an email from the RSPCA. They're not happy with the streams. They're saying that you may well be talking hypothetically, but they don't like the tone of the fights with animals. And I said, you can't do anything about it. Be quiet. You do great work. And nobody is going to fight a polar bear with a German Shepherd. The bottom line is they were more worried about the German Shepherd. The polar bear, they said they can look after themselves. They didn't like the fact the German Shepherd was going to fight a polar bear. And I said, it's a hypothetical joke. And, you know, it's like somebody saying, could Mike Tyson beat Tyson Fury? It's not going to happen. It's hypothetical. Nobody is going to fight a polar bear with a German Shepherd. It's not going to happen. Chill out. It's Christmas. Trust me. Dyche Derby at 5:30 tomorrow, says Nort. Yeah, Cross comes in from Forest, headed away. I said to the RSPC, I've played the game. Played the game. And I said, what are you sending emails to me about hypothetical entertainment? I've played Grand Theft Auto and shotted, and my dog got run over for no reason. There's a clip of it. My dog got run over deliberately. Have you done anything about that? Have you spoke to Rockstar Games? No. So, jog on. What would you need to beat a crocodile? A cricket bat. I reckon I could do a crocodile with a cricket bat. They're quite hard, cricket bats. Have you watched that jumper yet? Says Zippy. Have you watched that jumper yet, George? George Bungle Bob. Yes, I have watched it. ABCD says crocodiles have got hard skin. They have. That's why you need to batter it with a cricket bat. Notice I've not gone with any projectiles or sharp implements. I'm going to batter it with a hard bit of wood. That's definitely getting clipped. If Goldbridge has had a few drinks, says Ethan, I refute that. Taz says, I saw a video with a man beating a crocodile with a frying pan. A frying pan is actually, you'd be surprised about a frying pan. They're not just for frying eggs or bacon. The statistics about, you know, serious injuries and death by frying pan is higher than you think. It's probably one of the most underrated weapons in the kitchen arsenal. And just be careful of them. They've got a wide circumference and a hard surface. Forest have actually settled into this game quite well, you know. Here they come down left-hand side. Hi Goldbridge, I really hope you know how much you've helped me over the last 5 years. You're a legend. Merry Christmas to you and your family, says Olska. You too, mate. You too. Lovely. Thanks for the support. Kulisevsky. Here's Son. Should have passed sooner. Son, you should have passed sooner. I've got you and Richarlison, you prat. Oh, Son's not at the races here. Should have got that to Richarlison sooner. You still get assist points and I get a Goldbridge goal. I've got Son in my FPL and I've got Richarlison in Goldbridge podcast game. Lucas says, if you could bring any team from any country or national team to the Premier League, what team are you bringing to England? That's a great question, Lucas. Definitely not going to say Celtic or Rangers because you can only pick one. I'm not getting involved in that. I think if I could have one team in the Premier League from a foreign country, I think it would be fun to put Bayern Munich in so that they can't win their domestic league every year. Then again, they'd probably still win it here, wouldn't they? I think you versus a Lion has got more chance than Man United versus Liverpool, says Harvey. Ooh. I need to sip what you've drunk tonight, says Paul. Ooh. Yannick says Solihull Moors. I got a new haircut today, Simon. It's the same haircut I always get. It's just shorter. Love the work, Goldbridge, and I love the podcast, says Bradley. Thanks, Bradley. And if Man United were to be a mid-table club for years to come, would that make you quit United stand, says Paul? Well, I don't see why it would. I mean, I think me leaving the United stand will not be determined by United's performance on and off the pitch, if I'm being honest. I think that me leaving the United stand will come down to a number of things. And, you know, obviously I'm always going to support Manchester United, so I don't think them being mid-table is going to have anything to do with that, if I'm being honest. My nan is gay, says Tabang. Well, I don't even know why that's controversial. I don't even know why that's a statement. Well done to your gran. Who have you captained for this week in FPL? I've gone Salah. Still don't know when I'm using my triple captain, says Arcade. I just kept Haaland's captain, and then if he doesn't play, it drops to Salah, yeah. Of course, Brennan Johnson, says Todd, playing against his former club. What do you think about that? Well, he's maybe destined to score, I suppose, but I think it's, you know, I wasn't sure that he was actually that good, but good bit of business for Forest, and a great move for him. Oh, here we go. Oh, that's terrible. Brennan Johnson there, terrible cross. Ed says, do you drink wine at the pub? That's interesting. Yeah, it's not really a drink you can go and drink with your mates, wine. I was out for food. Oh my God. You've just got me onto the topic of the evening. I can't believe it. I went out to the pub for dinner, right? And you know, I've got to praise them for this because they had a Christmas menu. And, you know, you can have burgers and stuff like that, but they had a Christmas menu. So I had their Christmas dinner, which in a pub is never the same as what you have at home. You know, you don't have the, you know, things at home. I think it's always risky having a pub Christmas dinner because, you know, you don't know what's going to be there. Oh, my God. The roast potatoes were amazing. They were sort of crispy and tasted lovely on the outside, but on the inside, they weren't even fluffy. They were quite sort of middle of the road. They were just amazing, absolutely amazing. Yeah, it was just a fantastic Christmas dinner. I just loved it, absolutely loved it, and that's where I had my red wine. I had 2 glasses of red wine with that. I like wine with food. Yes. Can I get a Snickers with my wine, please? Yeah. And probably a carafe. No, that's wine. A crescent of crisps. You know where you just roll them out and they come out. And a Snickers. Yeah. Oh, wine and cheese, says Anthony. Not so sure about that. Not so sure about that. Pringles, they roll out lovely. Pringles, nice ball over the top. Brennan Johnson into the box, and he wants a corner, but it'll be a goal kick. James says, if you were wearing armour against a lion, the weight of the armour, you would die of starvation from not being able to get up. I don't think the lion's going to knock me on the floor and then leave me to die of starvation. It's going to bite my head. Starvation is not going to be my problem if I fall to the ground with that armour on. The lion's not going to go, I told you I'd win. See you later. I'm off to do a video on TikTok. What happened to the United Stand Football Club in real life? Oh, that's been years, mate, Nirvana. Years. Cavan says 1 punch and the lion is gone. I genuinely think you can knock a lion out. I've said it before. I think you can. I love some of these comments. Biz, lion destroys a tiger, no doubt about it. Son's in the box here, but he's far side of the box, and the cross isn't good. Spurs sort of win tonight. Spurs need a win tonight to keep themselves in this sort of top 4 race, but they're not going to get one here because Forest are through. Romero. Oh, great save by Vicario. Romero came running. He was offside anyway. It was Elanga running through. Good break by Forest. I don't think Elanga was off. I don't think he was going to be offside. Good first touch. Just the finish. The finish is bad. His first touch is really good. Gets it out of his feet. But then the shot is straight at the keeper. Mark, do you appreciate fine wine or will you just drink anything? What's the most you've spent on a bottle? Says Nick P. I didn't buy it myself, but I've told the story before. I've got a £90 bottle of red wine that I was gifted. And I was just going to open it and have it with my dinner. And the wife was like, you can't do that. You need to save it for a special occasion. But I have noticed the more wine I've been drinking recently, you can notice the shit wine. Vinegary. I've never watched Planet of the Apes. Got no interest in it. Bores the shit out of me. Robert's currently eating a Chinese. Furhan says Haaland will not play against Palace. Well, I'm sort of expecting he won't do, but if he did, at least I've got him in my team. And if he doesn't, I've got a bench that can accommodate it. So I'm not that worried. Subscribers wise, we're only 100 away from 75,000. So please do subscribe. Bottom right hand corner. Get involved with That's Football. We've got Arsenal against Brighton on Sunday as our next watch along. And then we've got, of course, on the United stand, we are doing Liverpool against Manchester United. It's going to be a big one. I think United could do it. Have you ever had Coke with wine? This is Keanu. What, the illegal substance or Coca-Cola, the brown fizzy drink? Oh, I know what I want to do. Celebrate good times. Come on. I'm going to give you my top 3 celebrations and see if you agree. There's a party going on right here. Right. In third place. Bounty. Controversial and upside down, but Bounty is in third place for me. I like Bounty. In second place, controversial again. Some people don't like it. I do. Give me some nuts. Snickers. And in number 1, Maltesers. So that's my top 3. Who'd you have in 4th? Again, controversial. I'll probably put Twix. I love Twix. I love Twix. I'll do Quality Street in a minute. I'm not happy with Quality Street though. I'm not. In fact, I'm going to do it now. I'm not happy with Quality Street. I'm really not happy with Quality Street. Tin of Quality Street. Lots of flavours, yeah. Opened the tin, guttered. All my life, Quality Street is Christmas for me. You open the tin, you smell it. Lovely. That's not a euphemism for sex, by the way. Look at what they've done. Paper wrappers. Christmas Quality Street was always about the, you know, the plastic wrapping. It was distinctive. It was Christmassy. They've gone and put it in paper now. They've gone and put it in paper now. It's ruined it. Ruined it. And people will say, well, it's good for the economy. You're wrong. It's actually good for the environment. But look, it used to be shiny. That's the best one. It used to be shiny. And now it's not. They're just paper ones. They're rubbish. Absolutely rubbish. I feel for people. Look at that. It's just, look at it. Rubbish. Absolute rubbish. Anyway, I'll eat that one. I do like them though. Again, a bit like a bounty. Matt Turner's just made a really good save. Do you have heroes? I'm going to get some heroes, Robert. The tins are more expensive than the tubs. I wish I'd got a tub. Had it over the bar from Spurs, Romero. I'm eating chocolate now. Right, no more. No more. Callum Spence says, what are your Christmas Day plans? What in what sense? Like, what do I normally do? Get up. Open presents. Help with the food. Go down the pub for a couple of jars and then come back, eat the food, and then basically watch telly or play games, eat more food, drink, go to bed. Standard, really. Oh, I wish I hadn't eaten this one. Yeah, the blue one, the coconut one, that's a big eat, that is. Nishant says, you keep saying that we need to replace toxic players, but then who would come to United? It's become a graveyard for players. Eric Ten Hag makes poor team selections, tactics and excuses. I think he wants the sack. What do you think? Nishant, I don't think you've answered the big question, though, that you asked yourself. Goal for Forest. No! Vicario. Blocked. Offside anyway. Toxic players need to go, mate. You've answered it yourself. When are you going to publish the book about United standing yourself? And what will the title be, says Havard? Watch this space. That's the title as well. Welcome to the Members Club, Abs. Thank you very much. Rob says, what are you getting, Seb, for Christmas? Well, I'm not going to tell you, because then someone might tell him. I don't know what he wants, actually. He would like a signed shirt by Harry Maguire. Like, he'd love that. You could call it I've played the game or I can't speak. Yep. Yeah, in this country you can get celebrations, roses, Quality Street, and Heroes. They're the 4 boxes you can get of sweets like that. You might not get stuff like that in India or America. Kelvin says, can we make a poll and vote for attacker, goalkeeper, midfielder, and manager of the year? No. Take fucking ages, mate. You'd be better off just giving me 2 to talk about. I can't. That will take years to do that. Top 3 favourite cakes, says Carol. No. Oh, blocked again. Forest are getting close here. Oh, Brennan Johnson's gone down here against his former club. Facing Dexter says, as a similar age, do you remember the peanut cracknel? I do. I do. Peanut cracknel. Do they not do it anymore? That was lovely. I go to Google. Yeah. Yeah, it was lovely. It was in the Quality Street, wasn't it? Yeah, I do remember that. Apparently they had a gooseberry cream as well. Coffee cream. Toffee Deluxe. That was in the brown. Yeah, that was nice. I liked the Toffee Deluxe. Peanut cracknel. Apparently they had a mint fondant as well. Apricot Delight. Don't remember that. Always reminds me, actually, in the celebrations, they used to have a topic. That was lovely. Topic. Topic's my favourite chocolate bar. Got rid of it in 2006. It's nearly 20 years. We'll never forget you. Brennan Johnson's still injured, yeah? Good comment. Good comment. Can't eat Thornton's anymore. I used to love Brazil nuts. Don't. You're better than that. They do... Thornton's is a chocolatier confectionery place in the UK. It may well be outside of the UK. But they have toffee with Brazil nuts in. Lovely. Lovely. But you've got to have good teeth to do that. I literally was eating some Brazil nuts Thornton's toffee. Like, you put it in and you feel like it's breaking your teeth. But then when you break it down, it's very chewy. Used to love it. And anyway, I was chewing this Brazil nut toffee from Thornton's that had been bought for Christmas. And chewing away. And then moved the toffee over to the other side of the mouth. And felt, that's a really strong bit of Brazil nut that I can't break down. And then my tongue went to the other side of my mouth, and there's a big gap there. All I can feel is, you know, when your tooths come out. Took the toffee out. 2 teeth had come out. They weren't even loose. 2 of my teeth had come out. Literally just took, didn't even hurt, just took them out at the root. And I said, never again. Don't know what's happened to Brennan Johnson here, but it looks like a facial. I mean, it looks facial. Yeah, it's definitely facial. I think he's split his head. Might have to put a bandage on. There's blood. Yeah, there's a lot of blood. You can see it on his elbow. Let's be honest, Mark. Kinder Bueno is the GOAT chocolate bar. By the way, Snickers is nasty, says Todd and Mark. If in the future Seb scores a Champions League final goal against United, will you be happy or sad? Just for fun. By the way, Merry Christmas to you and your family, says Ronak. I think if your kids play football and they don't play for the team that you support, look, if my daughter or son played football for England and won us the World Cup, obviously that would be great. But if they were playing up front for, let's say, Chelsea, and they won the league or the Premier League, I'd love it. Because it's a family thing, isn't it? Obviously, I'd rather he did it or she did it for Manchester United, but thank you very much for your super chats, by the way. Appreciate that. Please do subscribe. We're trying to get to 75,000 tonight. Do you think Johnson will come back on? Not, he might do, but if it needs stitches, he won't. Well, he's definitely not going to come on. They've made the sub already, so he's definitely not coming on. Forrest are in here. That could have been a penalty. No, he's not appealed for it. Is rugby style BAR ref chat the way forward, says Alan? I'd like to think so. He's been subbed off already, says Charlie, I know. Well, that changes the dynamic for Spurs. I'm surprised. I didn't think they would make that substitution. I didn't think Skip would come on, actually. Because they've already got Sarr and Basuma in their midfield. I would have thought they would have brought... Oh, no, he's not on the bench, Lo Celso. Yeah, I suppose they're struggling a bit. They've got no Lo Celso on the bench, so... They don't really have a creative on the bench. Here's a question for you. What happened to Eric Dyer? Mark, Ancelotti never done nothing at Everton, but Dyer cheers, says Nicholas. I think Ancelotti did do a good job at Everton, to be fair. Oh, it's been quite an equal game. I know the stats don't back it up, but I feel it's been quite an equal game so far. Don't forget, actually, our match stats are sponsored by OneFootball. You can download that through the QR code in the top right-hand corner, or through the link in the description. Get all your latest breaking football news, transfer news for free on your Apple and Android. Download it for free, OneFootball. Also, they have all the individual player stats as well. We've obviously got the team stats, but you can get the individual stats on the app as well. Big shout out to OneFootball. Hessen, welcome to the Members Club. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. And score predictions for the Liverpool game, says Daniel. I think I've gone 1-0 or 2-0 to Liverpool, but I do think United, you know, you just never know what you're going to get. If they turn up, they're capable of not getting beat. But Warren G says after eights. I've got a box of after eights for Christmas, actually. Yeah, they're weird after eights, aren't they? I know somebody who dips them in the tea and then just chucks them all in the mouth. I like to nibble them. Coogie says that Ange thinks Dyer's too slow. Well, he's right. He's not quick enough for the high line, says Bibby. Oh, cross came in there and Pedro Porro nearly got on the old of it. Pedro Porro's a good tip for FPL if you can afford him. It was a good cross by Son. Mark, would you work in VAR if they ask? No. No, Bradley. Bet the money's shit. Go down to London to earn crap money. No. Ooh, 50-50 there. Skip and Yates. Referee's going to take a look at it. Looked like the Forest player got on the end of the worst of that. Skip's all right anyway. He's giving a free kick to Forest. Dan says, what brand of wine is that, Mark? It's not great, mate. It's not a great wine, I must admit. I probably tried it a few years ago and thought it was good. They've either changed it or my palate's changed. Do you regret... It's a Merlot. It's a Chilean Merlot, and it's not great. You can get it in Tesco. Harvard says you need to do a stretch, Mark. And do you regret your Champions League prediction, Mark? I don't regret anything, Daniel, that's football-related. Trouble with society these days is that too many people think that their farts don't smell. They think they're perfect. You see all these hipsters telling us all these things about football, and you know, the great thing about football is that people get things wrong and right. I think the bigger thing to say about Man United is how do you go from finishing third in the league, getting to 2 cup finals, and then get knocked out of Europe with a group that's got Copenhagen and Galatasaray in it? My minimum expectation from Manchester United was the quarterfinals. And then I thought, well, if the minimum expectation is the quarterfinals in a cup tournament, you know, considering we got to 2 cup finals, you never know. It was, you know, it was a bit out there, I'll admit. But Paul says Toblerone. Oh, Toblerone. Is there a better chocolate than Toblerone? You stick it in your mouth and then you get a little bit of chewy bits in. Lovely. Richard Smith says, don't you normally wear a wedding ring? I do. I can't get it on. My wedding finger is still very... Well, it's not... I don't know what's happened to it, actually. It's just bigger than it should be. It's not... There's no bruising there anymore. It's not swollen. It's just bigger compared to the other sides. I can't get the ring on. It's weird. Deitch with a wooden spoon and Goldbridge with a rolled up wet towel. Who would win? Says Big Chiv. I tell you what, it'd be a good fight. Be a good fight. Hi Mark, do you think Xavi's situation is similar to Ten Hag at United? I'm a Barca fan who is upset with Xavi's media treatment, says Justin. I don't. You know what? There is Sean Dyke. He's in the crowd. Barcelona are 4th, and they're 7 points off Girona, who are top at the moment, which is incredible for them. But they're only 5 points away from Real Madrid, who are going to be the real threat. Of course, they got beat by Girona in the Nou Camp 4-2 at the weekend, which caused a lot of problems. Just looking at that Girona lineup. And you wouldn't really know anything about them. Gazanega in goal, used to be at Spurs. I think Daley Blind plays there as well, doesn't he? Man City own them, Mark, as well. Yeah. Here's Son. Lovely play. And Forest are defending well here. This is why I went for a draw in this game. Hala Madrid, says Mark Hamilton. Mark lives in Stoke. Don't worry, Mark. You'll have Daryl from Norwich on soon, who's a Barcelona fan. Hi, Mark. What an amazing job you do on the Christmas jumper. Wore it to work on Christmas jumper day. The moment I stepped in, parents and colleagues wouldn't stop commenting on how beautiful my jumper is, says Isaac. Fantastic. I don't know which jumper you're wearing, but you certainly got the credit. Your surprise team to be relegated, says Christopher. Mate, there is no surprise team that's getting relegated. It's going to be Burnley, Sheffield United and Luton. I'll be surprised if those 3 didn't get relegated. That'll be the surprise. Girona have been sport washed, says Pete. You know what? Really thick of me, but if somebody'd said to me, where are Girona from? I'd have said Italy. I don't ever remember knowing anything about Girona. I feel really thick. It's like it's like last night. Went to watch Seb's Christmas play on Thursday, so yesterday, and walking back, and he said, "You do know that the Christmas song, We Wish You a Merry Christmas, I bet you get it wrong." And I said, why? And he said, because I bet you sing, good tidings we bring to you and your king. I said, yeah, that's the right words. He says, it's not. It's good tidings we bring to you and your kin. I said, that doesn't make sense. He said, well, yours doesn't. Of course it's kin, because kin's your family. And apparently it is kin. And I've always sang king. I honestly think people underestimate Forest. Defo can cause you issues if not careful and have some very talented players, says Kieran. And Sayed says, I, Mark, love your stuff. Big fan from Saudi Arabia. Thank you very much, pal. Thanks for watching. Morgan says, I always thought it was king. Perhaps my primary school lied to me. Well, I only found this out yesterday. King and kin is not the same, you bloody prat. I'm not even going to call you by your name because that's I don't want you to get picked on. Kin means your family. King means the person who lords it up all over you. Hi, Mark. I had a discussion with a friend today about who was the better player, Hazard or Ribery. What would you say? Hazard, Zim, Paul. Yeah. I think king sounds better. Good tidings we bring to you and your king. We wish you a Merry Christmas. So the other alternative is, good tidings we bring to you and your kin. We wish you a Merry... Kin makes more sense because it's, glad tidings to you and your family. I mean, if somebody said to me, "We wish you a Merry Christmas," if someone would, if I was at a, if I'm walking through, let's say, Knoll, and which is a festive name, I know, and there's some carol singers, and they say, "Good tidings we bring to you and your king," I'd say, why? I'll take the glad tidings, but why are you singing to me about my king? I'm indifferent to that. Couldn't give a shit about that. But if they said kin, I'd say, there's a fiver. I felt robbed as well, just Keevan. There's a whole Reddit section on it. Son, blocked. Oh, I've just been asked the easiest question in the world. Mary Fisher says, do you think you'd win in a fight with 8,000 ants? Easy. Easy. As long as they start on the ground, I'll easily win. I'll be having a stampathon. How good is a Guinness during the festive seasons, says Connell? I don't know. There's a time and place for a Guinness. I don't think it's Christmas. I think traditional Christmas fare for me would be mulled wine, bottled beer. What's a Christmas drink? Rum and Coke. Quite like that. Mark, don't you think that after the 90s onwards, everything looks and dresses the same compared to past decades? Random thought I had recently, says Nick P. Yeah, I don't think there is really a clothing style change, has there? I don't think we dress any different to what we did probably 10 years ago. And this is from a guy that when I was like 12, we were wearing Bermuda shorts and shell tracksuits. I don't know how it is possible that Dyche is the manager of Everton when there are pictures of him with a Liverpool shirt and he publicly said he likes Liverpool. What do you think, says Havard? Beggars can't be choosers. Bucks Fizz is breakfast for me, Morgan. Have it with a bit of salmon, scrambled eggs, toast. Lovely. Lovely stuff. James said, I saw a video of a caterpillar convincing a colony of ants that it was their queen. Then it ate them all. How the hell? James, I thought ants were intelligent. That's the equivalent of a bloody wolf going round to Red Riding Hood's bloody gran's house, eating the gran and then getting into bed with its gran. I mean, I've always thought what a thick prat Red Riding Hood was. I mean, she walks through a forest for a start on her own. I wouldn't be worried about wolves. I'd be worried about bears and all sorts. Goal! Richarlison! Have that, Will! Have that, Will! Goldbridge! 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 That's a point. That's a point. That's a point. If you watch the podcast and you listen to it today, Goldbridge saves football. That's a point. That's one there in the bag. That's one of my picks to score this weekend. Have that. We always message each other when I score, when we score. I don't care about Spurs, and I certainly don't care about Richarlison, but I do care about beating Will on the podcast. Hi Mark, only really just turned Kieran says, hi Mark, only really just tuned in. I backed a draw in my prediction league, so interested if you agree. I went with the draw in this game as well. It still could be a draw. Kulusevski got the assist. It's a lovely cross. He's got a wand of a left foot. Yeah, it's a lovely cross. That cross by Kulusevski would kill a vampire. It was that good, and I'm tweeting that. And it'll probably get loads of interaction. And I tell you what, anybody who says, how do you come up with these analogies? You've just witnessed one. I don't know where it comes from. What a cross. James Barker says, what a ball. Dublin would have been good Champions League final, says Ian. Yeah, it would. That cross was fire, says Anfield. Daniel says, there is a red card in this match, Mark. Dublin's the Europa final, says PJ Hamilton. Do you have a favourite beer and have a nice weekend, says Liquid? I drink quite a lot. I don't actually drink that much, but I'm not really a beer connoisseur. I quite like Hell's, Camden Hell's. I've been drinking a bit of Madri this year, Moretti. I was in Albert Schloss on Monday night and they had some nice beer that people photoed me of and were like, oh, that's a good beer, and it was quite nice. Amstel, quite like Amstel. I probably wouldn't turn anything down. I'd have a Carling. I'm a man of the people. I'd have a Carling. Reese is drinking Madri now. Madri's a really weird drink though, because it's not Spanish. It's almost like a Carling created Spanish drink, isn't it? It's actually created by Carling in the UK. Mike, do you like IPAs? I'm not really a big fan of cricket, so I watch the Ashes, but that's about it. Gems says, I'm in trouble with Gems now. She says, who the fuck drinks Carling? I don't know. I just think I'm actually from a very working class background, and I'm proud of it. So Christmas would be, pop lorry, whatever it's called, pop man. 24 cans in a tray of Carling Black Label, and Baby Sham. Kraken is a lovely drink. It is. Rum, yes, Darren, it is. I do like them. It's my birthday in 3 days and I turn 18, says Tots. Well, it's half time, mate. Happy birthday in 3 days. And it's half time here and it's 1-0 to Spurs, which is probably just about right. Absolutely. But I've got to come back to that. Alex says that Madri is a commercial exercise and it's worked very well. But Tiger's nice. Tiger Lager. If you go for there's a few Indian restaurants around where I live and they have Tiger beer. I quite like that on tap. Yes. Right, I've got to just say this. Spurs are leading 1-0. Brennan Johnson went off with a head injury, but as we can see on the stats, there is no doubt here that Spurs have been the biggest. That's Manscaped, was sponsored by them. Get 20% off and free worldwide shipping before Christmas with the code FOOTY. They're fantastic products. Trim the grass to make the yard look bigger. But I wanted to have a look at the stats first. As you can see, it's been dominant possession-wise. More dominant than maybe the game has played out, I think. 78% possession. But shots-wise, the problem Forest have had is not having a shot on target. They've got that wrong. Surely Elanga's shot was on target, straight at the bloody keeper, unless the shot was going over the bar. Maybe that's why it wasn't classed as on target. 90% pass accuracy by Spurs, incredible. I think any team in the Premier League at half-time that's got 90% pass accuracy has to be given a shout-out, and God, are we going to do it. So a good half from Spurs. Kieran says he's personally a cider guy. Nothing's going to stop him being that. I hate Richarlison's celebration with a passion, says Nigel. And I'm sure Will does as well. If you know, you know. And hi, Mark. What are your thoughts on Safwan? I'm not talking about conflicts in anywhere in the world. So I respect you have your strong opinions. I certainly have mine. I'm just not going to talk about it because we're talking about football. I hope you can respect that. Mark, how do you feel about Threads as it just got released today for Europeans? Says Super. Don't know what that is. Have you ever taken... I don't know what that is. I better not say that. Alanga was offside. That's why, says M. Thank you very much. Do you like Guinness, Mark? I do. I do. Right, let's get into the good chat because it is Christmas time. Do you like rum? Again, I'm going to get in trouble, Alistair, because I quite like Morgan spiced rum. Mark, my wife's boyfriend is unhappy with the Manscaped products. You've said that about 3 times, CD. You need to come up with new material. You know, when I'm talking about a goal, I don't use the same one again. I'm drinking Thatcher's right now, says Alex, which I think is a cider. And also, Wilson says, Mark, this message is from a land of far, far away. The myth of only stadium fans matter. You have been the voice of fans around the world. By the way, sell, bench, play, chicken, tikka, tandoori or masala. I will, well, I'm going to start chicken masala, tikka masala, and I will bench tandoori. Yeah. Thank you very much. People really need to shove their politics into things not political. Stop it. Everyone else hates it. It's pathetic. Well, that's why I don't do it. That's why I don't do it. I don't tweet about it anymore. I don't talk about it on here anymore because I think that there's enough of that, and it doesn't have to infiltrate everywhere. And I think there are certain ex-players out there who ram their politics down our throats, and I think it's, you know, that's not why you've got loads of followers on Twitter, lads. You've got loads of followers on Twitter because you present a popular TV show, or you're an ex-player that goes on Monday Night Football. I don't think you should be ramming your politics down everyone's throat. But, you know, each their own. Tommy, well, thank you very much for your super chat. And who's your favourite actress, Mark, says Prashant. Probably Madge from Neighbours. Rest in peace. Yeah. Would you rather shag Susan Boyle or a chicken? Luke, keep them coming. It's Friday night. It's Christmas. Honestly, probably the chicken, as long as it's dead. Which I think it is if it's a rotisserie chicken. What's a rotisserie chicken? Yeah, it's definitely check. It's definitely dead. I mean, it's still a chicken though, isn't it? It's a mindfuck, really. Yeah. Where is 2 + 2 Matic from, says Leon. I don't know. Probably just made it up. Did you hear about North Shields Football Club? All the players left because of finances and their future is unknown. Such a shame this still happens, says Darren. Get on to fucking Shearer. Get on to Alan Shearer. He'll save it. He's rich enough. Spiced rum and coke is quality, says Nigel. It is. It's a proper Christmas drink as well. I don't drink it any other time of the year. It's lovely. Absolutely lovely. Have you ever tasted the original long drink, says Liquid? No. Relic Return says, if the chicken's warm, he's definitely shagging the chicken. Oh my God. Disgraceful. Anyway, I keep these good comments coming in. You're very welcome. Please do subscribe to the channel as well. Bottom right-hand corner to do it. It's Christmas. We're only 70 subscribers away from 75,000. But who in fiction, film, or fantasy is the biggest prat is what we're talking about tonight. I want your recommendations. Opinion on Lewis Miley, very good, C. Fisher, but he's not fictional. He's a midfielder from Newcastle and he's very, very real. I'm going to call out Red Riding Hood because she is a super prat. She walks through the forest to see her gran. Who and why is a child walking through a forest where already there are rumours of a big wolf? Plus there will be bears, honey badgers, squirrels. There's all sorts of danger there. She goes to her gran's house, walks in, and in bed is a wolf wearing her gran's nightie. At what point does she realise that her gran does not look like a fucking wolf? She's an absolute prat. And we used to read this as a kid and we should do better. We should do better. There is no way Seb would read that and fall for it. Absolutely not. In that case, I'm going to call out Red Riding Hood's parents. Yes, they should have the child support agency onto them straight away. She's probably from Nottingham, says Emin. And yeah, we probably can't call Red Riding Hood out, actually. I'm hearing in the chat that she has, you know, lots of problems now that would make her, you know, unattackable. She's protected by the woke nation, apparently. Mark, what made you start live streaming, says Jack G? Well, there's a button that says start streaming, and I pressed that, and then I was live. Jack from the Titanic, we've done him before. He was a prat. He should have lifted the... I mean, at the end of the day, he was in the perfect position. If you've never seen the end of Titanic, we spoke about whether you could get 2 people on the door. They're in a new relationship. The boat is sunk. There's nothing going to change that. The water is cold. She's on the door. He is in the water looking up. You see him in the film momentarily realise what's going to happen. He sort of goes, watch it back. I've watched it loads of times. There is that moment in his head where he realises that he's going to die. I actually think what he actually does is, should I tip the door, get on, kick her in the face? That is what I think he's thinking. And who would blame him? I should be on question time with this. Who would blame him? Get her in the water, kick her in the face, quick. If you're lucky, you might knock her out. She'll never know what happened. But it's a new relationship. They've only been together for a matter of hours. The sex is always good when it's, passionate. Give it a week. She'll be nagging you about your hair. You won't be happy about what she's eating. Not because she's overweight, but because, she's farting at night after a curry. The relationship's probably going to break down in 7 days. You've just given up the rest of your life and that door for a relationship that's probably just a Magaluf holiday romance. Tip the door, get on the door, paddle it away like a surfboard. Don't look back. No one will ever know. There's a lot of bodies floating around, but they're all frozen. They can't talk. No one's thawing them out. They're in the middle of the Atlantic. It's not about whether you can get 2 people on the door. It's about whether he should have tipped the door. Now, personally, I wouldn't have done it because I'm a romantic and, what a way to go. But, there was an option there. Hi, Mark. I was just going to say, can you go back to Red Riding Hood, says Kieran. I've done it. If you've seen Dawn of the Dead, the helicopter pilot is a dope and deservedly ends up a zombie, says Kenneth. Oh, deaths in films. Don't get me started on those. We've just done that one. Would you rather stick your... No, I'm not doing that, Callum. Callum wants to do something to Anthony Gordon. This is a football channel, Callum, but that's too close to home. We're not doing that. No. I think Quint in Jaws, one of the most iconic deaths in the world, is a needless death. I think he can easily move out of the way of the shark. Yes, he's on a bit of a slide, but the shark is literally in an unnatural position. It's also stuck on the boat. Move to the side of the shark, grab the railings and just pull yourself up again. It's got no arms. It's not an octopus. Give it a kick on the way. Yes, the boat's sinking. It's probably still going to get you, but you didn't need to die like that. What kind of car do you drive? Dream car, says Nick. I've always quite liked Porsches. I haven't got one. Have you ever watched the Truman Show, Mark? Says Oscar. It's very good. Mrs. Stone says let's go equality. What's your best film death, Mark? I quite like the death of Boromir in Lord of the Rings. I think the music and everything like that's quite a good death. Ivan says all fairy tale characters are prats. 3 Little Pigs, Hansel and Gretel, and Goldilocks. Yeah, can't argue with that. On an island, 1 album to spin. What you bring in, says Tommy. Probably, definitely, maybe. Not the Beatles. Yeah, Snow White's a prat. She takes an apple from a strange, old, creepy lady. Yeah, and she sleeps in a fucking hut with 7 old dwarfs. She's an idiot. She's an accident waiting to happen. She's lucky she didn't get gangbanged by the dwarfs. I mean, has she done any checks? 7 old men living together. What, there's a very good chance one of them's a nonce. They're all single. She's lucky she ate the apple. Could have got it a lot worse if she stayed another week with them. Robert Shaw was great in Jaws. Merry Christmas from Stoke, says Anglo-Saxon. Yeah. Tell you what I watched last night for the first time. Christmas film. Scrooged. Never seen it. Never watched it. It was on Prime, and I was like, why not? Go on then, I will. And tonight, Matthew, I'm going to watch... Matthew's not my husband, by the way. It's a saying. I'm not in bed with someone called Matthew. Tonight, Matthew, I'm going to watch Planes, Trains and Automobiles. Stay on your side. If you touch me, you're dead. Not that I'm anti any of that, but I don't want to sleep in the same bed with a male. I went to London. We're in London, aren't we? I went to London I've told this story, but I went to London about 8 years ago on a Jack the Ripper walk with my mate, and he booked the hotel. I always book the hotel. He booked the hotel. We check in, and then I've got another story now from Monday night. And then we go into the hotel room. I open the door, and there's a double bed. I said, no. He said, oh, come on, it'll be fine. Which makes me wonder whether it was part of the plan. I said, absolutely not. We're going down to reception for 2 single beds. No. It's just not happening. Oh boy, Scar from Lion King is definitely up there, bro. Took L's all his life, says the man Dem. There we go. And what's your favourite film based off true events, says Dave Watson. Probably The Lion King. Well, I went to check into I obviously did here we go, second half. I went to do the Christmas show on Monday night in Manchester. The United Stand Live Christmas show in Manchester in front of 600 people. Great night. Great night. But when I got there, this is, you'll know Will from the podcast, and, he will back me up on this. We go into holiday in Manchester Piccadilly, which is actually quite a nice hotel next to Malmaison, and we're checking in, and Will stood next to me because he's going to ask if they've got a room. So I'm checking in, and as we're checking in, he's looking at Will and he goes, oh, 3 keys. Would you both like breakfast in the morning? He knows it's a bloody double bed in there. So he's assuming that Will is my partner. Now, I've got to smile and be polite because obviously that's absolutely fine. But it did make me feel a little bit uncomfortable that there was an assumption that me and Will, just because we do a podcast together, might actually be doing something else. I've got no problem with the receptionist. He's doing his job. But I think also, don't assume. It makes an ass out of you and me. No, we didn't share a room, just Keith. And you see, he is just about as it as well. Will was just stood there, but when I checked in, he said, have you got any rooms? And they said, they gave him a price and they ended up going to Malmaison. I won't share a room with anyone unless it's my wife. And maybe somebody else if she's up for it, but, that's a joke. That's a joke. That's just comedy for the content. We're up and running in the second half here. We weren't holding hands, Matthew. It would have been a good line. Well, you know what? You know me. I'm very diverse, which is always worrying because people who say they're diverse, obviously, probably aren't. It's a bit like what's his name Barton was on about the other night. How could I disrespect? He may as well have said, "How can I be disrespectful to women? My mum's one." But I am very diverse, and you can dispute that for all you like. But I think there must be something about me that makes people think sometimes he might be somebody that likes men. I'm not, but I remember going to a Christmas party in Dublin once, and my mate had moved jobs, and he happened to be in the next bar having a Christmas party. So I went in there and had a chat with him, And then this guy, who was very obviously gay, stereotypically, he made it very clear. Anyway, it wasn't wearing a T-shirt saying he was gay, but he basically came up to me, put his arm around me, and went, "You're gorgeous. Tell me you're single." And I went, "No, I'm definitely not single. I'm not." And I was very, very scared. Goldbridge, I'm not digging myself into a hole. It's because of the way you dress, says Peter. Oh yeah, it's the hairstyle, Mark, says Ty. Nameless says, if you could only keep one genre of music and get rid of the rest, what would you keep and why? I'm not really madly into music anymore. I'm not really into music anymore. Forest on the attack there. Put it over the bar. I still think it could be a draw. It's a terrible shot by Bolly. Bloody hell. That's high, wide and handsome. It's not high, wide and handsome. It was high over the bar. Oh, I'm now getting lots of people in the chat telling me why a gay man would be attractive to me. Well, you know, in a diverse world, why would a man not be? If women are. Screw, marry, bin, Jodie. Daenerys Targaryen, Padme, Frodo. Well, I'm not going to say any of them because I'll get into trouble. So you can all do that one. Connor says, does one grow out of being into music? No, I do like music, but I used to be really into music and I'm not now. I really just listen to it in the background, or I'm not passionate about music anymore. Miles offside. Primark pyjama bottoms, says Poe. Bloody shop at Primark. You cheeky get. Nothing wrong with Primark if you do, but I don't. Can you touch your toes, Mark, says C. Who can't touch the toes? Come on, give me something funny to talk about. Nothing's wrong with Primark, Brints. I've just said it. Oh, God. I've got to sort my fingers out. That is back to being as bad as it's ever been. I just don't know what it is. They're not broken, right? They're not broken. Those two are wider than they normally are. And every morning, it's a pain in the backside to get them. I have to work it up to be able to stretch them down. They're just not normal. But I don't know what it is. See, I can do it now. Maybe it's just a slow build. I don't watch F1 anymore, James. Boring. And it's such a shame as well. Such a shame that F1's so boring when you consider the Vegas. You know, they had the first Vegas one this year. How about talking about the football, says Doctor? Well, I'd talk about the football when something's going on. If you want constant commentary, put Sky on. We don't do it like that. That's why people like it. Reborn, thank you very much for your super chat there. What's your shower routine? You know what? That sounds like a bad question, but actually it's quite good. What's your shower routine? Shampoo first. Because my theory is shampoo your hair first, wash the shampoo out, then do the body stuff. Because if you do the body stuff first and the shampoo second, all the shampoo suds are going on your body. Well, I want the shower gel to smell. You know. Mark, United haven't scored at Anfield since 2018. Do you think mentally this United team are destroyed by this Liverpool team? Salah always cooks sure, says Total Football. Records are there to be broken. Records are there to be broken. You got to wash your legs in the shower as well. I don't understand people who in the shower don't bother washing their legs because they think the water and the suds will run down. Wash your legs. Which player from Arsenal would you like interview? Alan. If I could interview one player from Arsenal, it would probably be... I think Declan Rice would be interesting, actually. Yeah, I've done that one. Have you ever tried? You know when you've got like the flu, man flu. I'm not being sexist here, but it is clinically proven that man flu is worse than normal flu. You ever been in a shower when you've got the flu or a hot bath? I tell you what, nurses think they've got it hard. That is a gauntlet. That is. You get in the shower, even on the hottest temperature, you are like still a bit cold, and then you know you've got to turn it off, get the towel on you, and get the shivers. That is one of the hardest things in the world, and it's worse in a bath. You know, you're literally nearly passing out with the heat, but you know you've got to get out of that, get dry, get your 3 layers on, get back into bed. Oh God. That, to me, is worse than an expedition to the North Pole. Would you rather take on an orca with 2 dolphins? He's back again. Matt Ross is back. Let's see what happens with this free kick from Forest first. Cross comes in. It's in and around the keeper. Vicario punches it away like Superman. Matt Ross, we'll come to you in a minute. No, we're going to come to you now. Are you ready? Matt Ross says, would you rather take on an orca with 2 dolphins or a silverback gorilla with 2 chimpanzees? All you have is a shield and a taser, but your animals are trained. Well, I'm not going in the water, Matt. I mean, an orca against 2 dolphins. Orcas are clever, and, you know, a taser in water is going to electrocute us all. I'm going to have to take on the gorilla with 2 chimpanzees. But what you've failed to recognise here, Matt, is that I like gorillas. So I'm going to be a reluctant competitor here. Hi, Mark. From the state of AZ in US. Is that Arizona? Just wanted to pop in and say you are favourite person to keep myself updated with football. Ever been to AZ? No, Chelsea. But thank you very much for your super chat and appreciate your comments and support as always. And I hope you're doing very well and enjoying the build up to Christmas. Unless you don't like Christmas, in which case I hope that it goes very quick for you. How do you deal with your back in the shower, Mark? Do you have some sort of scrubber? Says Nick P. Well, I don't... It's not hard, look. I can cover all my back with both my arms. It's easy. I can touch my hands. Do you use conditioner? No, because I use Wash and Go. 2-in-1. I do use Wash and Go. They send me so much free stuff that I've got enough Wash and Go to keep me and my family going until... probably, you know, 1,000 years. Do you miss Alanga at United? No. Who was your favourite wrestler in tag team? Legion of Doom, Superfly, and Legion of Doom were my favourite tag team, and my favourite wrestler was probably Bret the Hitman Hart. Still got half an hour to go here. I'm just going to give this a top up and then I'll be back. VAR, VAR, VAR. I've missed the bloody goal. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. It's going to be offside. Who scores the header? Yeah, he looks off to me. Yeah, he's off. Three of them were offside. Elanga was the least of the offside, but it is offside. Sorry, I was a bit longer than I wanted to be there. I may as well have gone to Chile for the wine myself. The watch alone, says Snaps. I genuinely think we could do a watch along with me not here and you'd still watch. They give it. No, he's not giving it. I thought they'd given it then because Cooper was getting really excited. Offside. Offside is the answer there. And to be fair, I think it probably was offside. I don't think VAR has got that one wrong. We can moan about VAR all we like, but that they got right. I'm not messing about. Just went in the kitchen to get my wine and they had my favourite Christmas song on. Simply having a wonderful Christmas time. I don't know why it is my favourite song. It's probably the best song Paul McCartney's ever written. And I'm not messing about. It's not even a great Christmas song, if I'm being honest. But the reason I like it is because it just, the video, I think I saw the video when I was quite young and everyone was in the pub. And I love, there's nothing I like more than a traditional old pub, you know, cozy. I love it. It's simple and good. I still find it amazing that I've never found another song quite like it. Do you still speak to any ex-United Stand presenters, says Joel? It's hard to, really, because, yeah, it's all I'd say is it's hard to. Should offside be based off the feet, says Keel Robinson? I don't know. I don't know. But going back to what I was going to say, because it's more interesting. Yeah. It amazes me. It amazes me that are you hanging up your stocking on your wall? You can sing the same bloody line to the whole song. I don't know whether there's another song in the world that you can do. Like, you can literally, the chorus, the build up, the bridge, it's all the same words. You can use the same words for the whole song. A new tattoo, a quote, I'm a bit of a romantic, so I probably wouldn't kick her in the face, says Mark Goldbridge, 2023. That Titanic story needs clipping up and putting on TikTok. Even I would go on TikTok to watch that because I just genuinely feel that it was an option. Kulisevsky, good block. Son, good block. He hasn't got any points yet, Son, in FPL. Some people captained him. Robert Haynes says, I'm Henry VIII, I am. Henry VIII, I am, I am. I'm Henry VIII, I am. No, you can't do it to that. There are, you know what? I'm really pleased with Ed Sheeran and Elton John because Christmas songs are always from the 70s and 80s. There's not really been many Christmas songs from the modern times that will stand the test of time. But I really do like that Ed Sheeran and Elton John song. I think that'll be a song in years to come. I haven't captained Salah this week, JK. I've captained Haaland. But if he doesn't play, my vice captain is Salah, so, you know. Hi, Mark, big fan. This is my first message to you, and I'll make sure it's the last, says Michael Oliver. You better do a job on Sunday, mate. Bloody did a job on us in the Manchester derby. Oh, George Michael last Christmas, he died on Christmas Day. Son! Oh, straight at the keeper. Daniel, I'll try and find it. If you were having a dinner party, says Aaron. Wait a minute, Aaron. Kulusevski. What a goal. What a goal. He's having an absolute great game. That's 2-0. And this is what Spurs are going to do. They're going to share the load. They're going to share the load. He's got if you've got Kulusevski in your FPL team, you're laughing. You're laughing. Turner's not happy. Yeah, get rid of the beard. Get rid of the beard, mate. You don't look good with a beard. What is it with beards as well? I think most people with a beard look stupid. You know, people who do, you know, I understand people have beards for different reasons, but people who do it for fashion, oh, it's crap. I save that. I save this. It's a double whammy. He passes it to Kulusevski, and the shot's straight at him. Rubbish keeping. Who is he? Get rid of him. Get rid of him. Ex-Arsenal. They did a good job. Look at that. Bloody hell. I've seen stronger wrists on a spider. That is terrible. If you were hosting a dinner party, which current Man United players would be best value for dinner table chat, says Aaron. Oh, I don't know, mate. XQC would have saved that, says Red Devil. Well, Cal the Dragon's just tweeted, hold my beer. Well, yeah, the assist... Turner got the assist. He passed it to Kulusevski. Yeah, there'll be no draw in this game now. Well, you say that. There shouldn't be. Chelsea says, any Christmas traditions like sweets or activities? Mine are all quite tame, but I did used to work with somebody who on Christmas morning was allowed to do something with his wife. It wasn't share of Pringles watching the telly. It was only on Christmas morning as well, which to me also, you know, was a bit, you know, obviously she doesn't like it. I said to him, that just sounds a bit wrong to me. You're getting a treat. She's putting up with it. If she liked it, you'd get it more than Christmas Day morning. And he said, it's a small price to pay because I don't get any other presents. Dill's got it right when he mentioned knocking on the back door. They've shown this a lot of times now. Yeah, it's terrible goalkeeping. It really is. Even says you've made a great community. Thanks, pal. Appreciate it. Make sure you subscribe, by the way, because we're only 5 subscribers away from 75,000. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in. Legends, we are the leaders of the pack. Are you hanging up your stocking on the wall? Kieran says, hi Mark, what games are you planning to do a watch along for this weekend? I'm going to do Brighton and Arsenal, Kieran, and I'm going to do obviously Liverpool and Manchester United on Sunday. We've got I'm not doing any tomorrow. They just don't rock my boat really. I don't think they're good enough. I'm better than that. So yeah, I'm not doing any tomorrow. But yeah, Arsenal, Brighton at 2, and then straight on to United, Liverpool at 4:30. Looking forward to it very much. Very much, sir. Next week, I'm going to do the Carabao Cup games as well. Tuesday, Chelsea, Newcastle. Wednesday, Liverpool, West Ham. So, yeah. And then, of course, I mean, look, you know, people... It's interesting, isn't it? I think people start winding down for Christmas. But... Oh, we've got a VAR red card check here. Could be a red card for Spurs. Get ready. We've not been looking at VAR for a long time. No, it's not a red for me. That's not a red. Oh, shit. Nah, that's never a red. That's never a red. That's never a red. He goes for the ball. That's just slowed down. Another slowed down red. In real time, he's clearly going for the bouncing ball. He's going to give him a red. I don't think that's a red. I really don't. I really don't think it's a red card. No, you got that wrong, mate. You got that wrong. I mean... No, I don't think it's a red. I know I'm going to be in the minority, but I just do not think it's a red card. We'll do a poll. I think it's it looks nasty. It does look nasty, and it looks a lot worse in slow-mo. But in real time, didn't think it was bad. And when you watch it in real time, he's going for a bouncing ball. In slow-mo, he misses the bouncing ball, but it's not deliberate. 4-match ban for that. Arsenal versus Brighton, says Kieran. I'm still doing it. What about ZZ Top? Beard suited them, although Frank Beard didn't grow one, ironically, says Kenneth. And once a year, his nads must be bursting, says Anglo. Yeah, it's not. He does get. He does get other stuff. He just doesn't get that. Just spat there. Why do you think it's a red mark? Because look, I know I'll be in the minority. Should do one for the boxing next weekend, says Calvin. Yeah, well, I was saying we're winding down for Christmas, but we've got a cracker right before Christmas. The 23rd, you've got Liverpool-Arsenal. What a game. What a game that's going to be. I know I will be in the minority, but I don't trust things in slow motion. I don't. You don't play the game in slow motion, so I always judge the tackle in real time. And in real time, I've played the game. He's genuinely trying to get the ball. He's caught the player. So if you want to send him off because he's unlucky that he catches the player, I can live with that. But the slow-mo makes it look like he's stamping him, and he's definitely not doing that. And that's my point. I think some people have to stand up for that. If you want to give him a sending off because he was unlucky and he's caught the player, fine. You know, I don't agree with that, but that's up to you. But if you're sending him off because you think he's done it on purpose, you're an idiot. He hasn't done it on purpose. He's gone to win the ball and he's missed it. And then he's caught the player instead. It happens all the time. Daniel said, I called it, Marky. You did. Well, they've got 20 minutes to get back into this. 2-0 to Spurs. Will it be enough? And Daniel did call a red card in this game. He's absolutely spot on. VDB says he's got a boner. Oh, dear. Ali says, have you changed your stance on cheering on English clubs competing in Europe now that the new coefficient system is in place? Well, in a way, Ali. In a way. Any Christmas traditions like sweets or activities? No. Okay, we've done that. The Wheelbarrow says, I saw you singing on Monday. Don't give up the day job. Yeah, it's not my thing. Should offside be based off the feet? We've done that from Kiel as well. There we go. Thank you. 64% of you are saying it was a red card and 36% of you are saying no. Greetings from Dublin, Mark, says Super MC. Merry Christmas to you and thanks for all the consistent dedication here on the United Stand. Big love from us Irish United fans. Any Irish teams you fancy? Cheers. Well, I lived in Ireland for 3 years. They lived in Dublin for 3 years. And I think the team that I probably quite liked in Ireland would be... I always quite like Shamrock Rovers, I think. Just like the name, really. Then my mate lives in Drogheda, and they did quite well, so I quite like them as well now. Apparently, Basuma gets a 4-match ban for that, which for me seems a little bit harsh because that's what I mean. It's clearly accidental. You can get a red card for being accidentally reckless. Of course you can. But I think the my issue with it is that people watch it in slow motion and they'll be going, "You're an idiot, Goldbridge. Of course it's a red card. Look at him. He nearly takes his leg off." But in slow motion, it looks bad. In real time, you know, my answer is, you know how I watched the game and how I played the game. And it doesn't matter whether you're bloody Gary Neville or Gary Nev, who's the local plasterer who plays Saturday afternoon football. Football's very simple. Some people are just better at it. But the principles of the game, you don't tackle in a different way. You don't go for a ball differently. You go and watch a game on Sunday morning in a pub league. There'll be a 50-50 like that. And 2 people will go and try and win it. And that's what Basuma's doing. He's trying to win a 50-50. He's not going to injure the player. There's no intent to injure the player. He's trying to win the ball. He doesn't get the ball and he catches the player. It looks nasty. It's not accidental. To me, it's harsh that he'll get a 4-match ban for that. Here's Son. Not going to get any points today, is he, Son? Well, Coaster's right as well. The referee looked at that loads of times as well, which shows there's an element of doubt. If I was a Spurs fan, I'd be fuming. I think there's another great point as well. Somebody mentioned it on the podcast section on Spotify. Has there ever been an occasion for a red card where a referee's been sent over to look at it and not given a red card? I don't think there is. I can't think of one. If anybody can, let us know. But you know when the VAR calls them over to have a look at it, have they ever not overturned it and turned it into a red? But I don't think that referee was sure. I think that referee was looking at it like I was looking at it and going, in real time, he's trying to win the ball. But in slow motion, it looks horrific. I don't think the referee was sure at all. He kept looking at it and looking at it and looking at it, so he wasn't convinced. So has he made a clear and obvious error if he has to keep looking at it and looking at it and looking at it? I think it was just fear. I think he shits himself. I think because they've told him to look at it, he's shitting himself and he's like, well, if I just say it's a red card, then they've told me it's a red card. If I go against it, I might get into trouble. I missed it. Why was the Elanga goal disallowed, says Reverse Clouds? Offside. Offside. He gets a 4-match because he's already had a red. You see, it's ridiculous, Louis. Absolutely ridiculous. Silly. Silly. There's no point in asking a referee to go and have a look at VAR for a yellow card that might be a red card. Because no referee has ever said, no, I'm going to stick with my yellow card. They always convert it to a red, so there's no point. And slow motion shouldn't be used. I agree. Bart says slow motion should only be used to see if there was any contact at all. Any tackle can look like a Brexit tackle in slow motion. Mate, have you seen a knockout punch in slow motion? It looks good in fast time, but bloody hell, in slow motion, it looks like they killed them. Slow motion should not be used. I don't know why they use it. It's one of my big... I'll be talking about it on the podcast on Tuesday. It's one of my big frustrations. I don't know why they look at fouls in slow motion. The tackle didn't happen in slow motion, so you are automatically convincing your mind to judge something in an unfair way. Harry Kane challenge versus Liverpool a few years ago was a red and was reviewed and wasn't given, says Isaiah. Well, the thing is, it's horrible for Spurs. It's horrible for Spurs because they've just actually found a bit of good form again, and they've still got no Maddison, and Bissouma's one of their big players. They'll now miss Bissouma for Everton, Brighton, Tottenham, and Burnley, and actually his first Premier League game back will be Man United. He won't play now till the 14th of June. He's basically got a month off. Oh, actually, Bissouma... Does Bissouma play... 14th of January. Will Bissouma be playing in the African nations anyway? So he might not play until February now. Hi, Mark. Are you nervous about the Liverpool game? No. Bring it on. Clip me up. I'm not scared. Lightning doesn't strike twice. Good shot by Kulusevski. Keeper saves it. No, I'm not worried about that. What did I have for dinner? I went out for dinner. I had a bloody Christmas dinner. That's what I did. And it was bloody good. What's going on here? It's not in. It's not in. Let him speak, Simon, says Jack. Oh, I know what I wanted to look at. The league table. That's what I was thinking about. So, as things stand, this would be a really good 3 points for Spurs. Puts them level with Man City, who are in 4th place. Keeps them within touching distance. There was a gap sort of opening up. Well, there is a gap opening up. Look at this, 6 points between 5th and 6th. So, big 3 points for Spurs. Looks like they're going to get it. Down to 10 men, but leading by 2 here. Hassan says, what's your favourite ancient civilization? Romans, probably. I've done choppers. Are you nervous about Liverpool? People are going, super chat, Mark, super chat. I've read every super chat that's come up in the last few minutes. Flynn says, why can't we hear the officials like in rugby? Because they're cowards. Yeah. Done all of them. Thank you very much. Oh, Rick, just wide there. I mean, look, we've spoken a lot about Spurs. In relation to Forest, this was a shot by Nico Williams. Goes for a corner. They're not going to get relegated because Luton, Sheffield United and Burnley are in the league. Another Vicario thing there. Oh, God. Some people just can't deal with different opinions, can they? Oh, can't believe you're saying it wasn't a red card. I can. Because it's my opinion. He's a cracking keeper, Vicario, isn't he? Say hi to Liam Jr. We're optimistic about Sunday, says Liam Clifford. Hi, Liam Jr. I'm not optimistic about Man United on Sunday. I'm not optimistic, but I'm not giving up. There's no point in doing that. Who's the best goalkeeper in the Prem, says Holden. Easy. There's an easy answer to this. Miles. Comfortably the best goalkeeper in the world for me. Jordan Pickford. No, it's Alisson. Without a shadow of a doubt. But Vicario's got to be one of the signings of the season. That's no way a red. If they review that, that'd be incredible. Where do you think Forest will finish this season? Where are they at the moment? Let's have a quick look. 5th from bottom, 14 points. Got Bournemouth next Saturday, Newcastle away, United at home. I think Forest will end up much about where they are really. Scorers: Kulusevski, Daniel, and Richarlison. Forest on the attack. 3 minutes of normal time to go, but I would imagine there'll be at least an hour of added time. No, probably 10 minutes. That's an interesting ball. Goes out for a goal kick. I don't think Forest score enough goals, do they? I don't know what the stats are on that. I can probably get them for you, but I just don't think they score enough goals. They've 17 goals they've got this year. Which is more than Crystal Palace's 15, but it's less than Everton's 20, and it's the same. Look, Forest has scored the same amount of goals as Luton. It's mad that, isn't it? Actually, Forest have scored 17, Luton have scored 17. Forest have conceded 30, Luton have conceded 32. But they're in a bad run. They've lost 5 out of their last 6 now. How can Erik ten Hag implement his own style due to the continuous pressure from impatient fans and media? Why can't some fans just believe and be patient, says Doctor? Because it's always about the quick fix. It's always about the quick fix. Modern society doesn't want to put the hard yards in. That's why so many people get divorced. Considering the Juventus situation, do you think UEFA will step in and charge Man City, seeing as how the FA don't seem to be interested, says Tonez. I think the UEFA have already looked at the Man City case, haven't they? They've done theirs. Graham Farrell says Mark wins every game of Fortnite. Ronnie says Palace prediction. My dad reckons 5-12, 5-12-0 to City. Calm down. It won't be that much. Palace have gone up there and done all right before. From a Liverpool fan to all United fans, may the best team on the day win, and I'm wishing you all and your families a blessed Christmas and a happy New Year. We're only enemies on game days. Cheers, says Chopper. Well, thank you very much for your super chat, Chopper. Steak says Forest are terrible in attack. Well, I can sort of see why they might want to get rid of Cooper, because you look, from what I understand, the players and the fans are behind Cooper. But if as an owner, you look at somebody like a Brighton or an Aston Villa and you think, I want to see better football, there are probably better coaches out there than Cooper. If you look at like what Gary O'Neill's done at Wolves, the Bournemouth coach, I was saying this on the Football Fill-In a few weeks ago, there is that possibility now for an Everton, a Forest, a Wolves, a Crystal Palace are in the same boat. I'd be thinking the same as a Palace fan. There is nothing stopping a Nottingham Forest or a Crystal Palace playing expansive, exciting football for their fans and moving up the league. And that's the choice of the modern football owner, isn't it? Do you go down the more traditional route of survival, or do you want to play a more expansive style of football? And what's in at the moment is to play an expansive style of football. Do you miss being able to go to live football matches since you started the Watchalongs? I do, Nate. I do. I've said it many times before. You can't beat live football. Your eyes. The thing I like about live football is the ability to wander. Like the ball's up this end at the moment, but I could be looking at what's going on at the halfway line. When I was a youngster and I used to play the game, I used to watch the holding midfielders and the centre-backs when the ball was at the other end a lot, seeing what they were doing and all that sort of stuff. Start, bench, sell, Pet Cemetery, Carrie, or The Shining. I haven't even seen two of those, Carter. I've only seen The Shining, so I'll start that. Spurs, Porro. Oh, good header away. Pedro Porro is going to get another clean sheet. Get a Spurs defender in. They're getting a lot of clean sheets at the moment. Nick says, what planet in the solar system would you like to go to? Saturn. Saturn's the best planet in the solar system. I'd be dead. It's too cold, or the gas, but Saturn's pretty cool. Literally, it's freezing. This is Spurs' first clean sheet in 2 months, Mark, says D-Pot. Man of the match, Kulusevski. Easy, Adamski. Linda's off to bed with a vibrator. See you tomorrow. No, she didn't say that. She didn't really say that. She says she's off. See you tomorrow. Man of the match, in your opinion, says Bok. Yeah, definitely Kulusevski. And what's your thoughts on the Xabi Alonso at Leverkusen, says Steve. It's the Bundesliga, is my thoughts. There's many coaches that did well in the Bundesliga who didn't do well after that. So people get too hip. Oh, look at this. Oh, look at that. Look at this midfielder who's 19 and playing for Hoffenheim. He's a beast. Oh, I love the way he plays in the half spaces. His first touch is great, and he's got an amazing shot from 35 yards. He's going to be the next big thing. 3 years later, still playing for Hoffenheim. People overhype things that are fresh and new. They're all over TikTok. They're all over Twitter. Oh, look at this Lithuanian playing in Turkey. He's 18. He's going to be the next Lionel Messi. I've analysed him from Y-Scout and screen grabs, and I love the way he picks up the ball on the right-hand side and inverts. Piss off. Get a job. Has more clean sheets than Onana. Pornhub has got more clean sheets than Onana, says Steve. Onana actually has got quite a few clean sheets in the Premier League, so... Linda says, you're in trouble because my husband heard you. He'd be happy with that. If he heard you were going to do that, he'd be happy with that. They overhyped them so Chelsea can sign them, says Kenny. Oh, Vicario makes a save again, but it would have been offside. 8 minutes being added on here. Still another 4 to go, but they're not going to do it. They're not going to do it. I spent my time watching the Greek Super League and I found a Romanian centre-back that's going to give Varane nightmares. Cue the clip. Look at him here, winning this header like Vidic on a trampoline, and the leadership to pull the centre-backs back. Like John Terry after 3 Red Bulls. He's going to be amazing. He's got the dexterity that will turn Pep on more than any centre-back he's ever had. Tune in next week when I find a random right winger from Russia playing in Scotland. Chelsea fan, just want to say I love you, mate. Says AM. Linda's 63. Age is just a number. It's just a number. Night, Linda. Start bench. No, I'm not doing that. And Forest trying to get a goal back. Vicario again. He saved this again. No, my next watch along. Don't get yourself as excited. My next watch along is Sunday, 2 o'clock. Arsenal, Brighton, and then Liverpool, Forest. I've made commitments tomorrow. I know the football's on, but you're more important. We're going Christmas shopping because it's important to us as a family and you. I will put football aside. You know, there's some big games on I'm going to miss for this, but you're more important. You won't believe what games I've told her I'm missing. Chelsea, Man City, double header. Newcastle play Spurs. She didn't know this. She didn't know I'm doing this. Oh, I'm not going down on a horse, sad. You sent such a nice message before. Like the trim, Mark, says Rojic. Thank you, mate. Did you watch Tifo or listen to The Athletic? Do I look like somebody who watches Tifo or reads The Athletic? Tone. I'm anti-establishment, obviously. They would detest this. They'll be in a WhatsApp group going, yeah. Have you seen Goldbridge saying it's not a red card? What idiot watches Goldbridge talking about football? I could write a book on what he got wrong about the game tonight. Ooh, the purists should be watching us, moving our little things around and analysing football. Put me on a pitch with them playing 5-a-side and analyse me as a 2-foot-yer. It's a man's game. Chopper says, hi, shitty fans. What's the difference between Villa and a strap-on? Nothing. They both bring tears to your eyes. I don't know whether it's coming across as I intend, but I'm not a massive fan of people who sit analysing football games on their arse. I don't need a calculator to tell me about football. I don't. I think football is for everybody. I think football's a really easy game. And I think that a game that you see on a Saturday afternoon for a kickabout with your mates is not that dissimilar to a Premier League game, apart from they'll be better at it than you. But you've still got to pass, you've still got to shoot, you've still got to score in a goal, you can still foul the same way. Football's really simple. I think people try... One of the worst things about football over the last sort of 5-10 years has been this obsession with trying to make out that there's a deeper level to football. There's a deeper level to football. Look at the half space. Look at this. There's not. There really isn't. Football is very simple. I've read loads of books on football. There's nothing much different happening to now to what the Dutch teams were doing in the 70s. It's just evolved because of fitness. I don't think football is difficult to understand, which is why I think so many people love it. But I think that people make a bloody career out of trying to take it to a deeper level, and I don't really think it makes a massive difference. If football's so technically amazing, why does Sean Dyche have a job? You know, Sean Dyche ain't about anything other than playing the simple game. Tony says, thanks for the watch along. No, thank you to all of you. I've probably bored enough of you now. Yeah, it's been a great watch along. Thanks to everybody for watching. And I will see you over the weekend. I might see you on Sunday at some point. I presume you might want to watch me watch Liverpool beat Manchester United, but you won't, because I still think that game's there to be won and we're in it. It's 11 against 11. It's a simple game. Nothing is decided until it's decided. There we go. Jem says, what part of Popeye never rusts? His prick, because he always dips it in olive oil. Gems, that is filth, but that will end the show. Take care, everyone. It's the start of the weekend. It's going to be a big one. I'll speak to you all in a bit.